Thanks so much, my colleague. The APA is supposed to provide greater transparency and public participation in agency rulemaking, and I'm pleased to hear my colleagues, including the gentlelady from Washington, stress the importance of this principle, especially in the area of healthcare. So I'm a bit surprised that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle all voted for the Build Back Better Act, which waives APA rulemaking and judicial review in more than a dozen places with respect to the regulation of drug pricing. The question real quick is, does any member of the panel believe that significant agency actions like this should be done in the dark, with no notice and comment or judicial oversight, especially with such a significant area in the economy? Anybody? Anybody agree with that? The question is, do the witnesses think that these provisions need to be removed to ensure that the public knows how drug pricing is being regulated and what went into those decisions? Professor Michaels, do you have an opinion on that? Should it be removed?
You know, I can't comment on that since I don't have any direct knowledge of what the provisions are in the Build Back Better bill.
Right. How about Ms. Wagner? Any comment on that?
Unfortunately, I also don't know anything about it.
You know what? None of our colleagues know either. There was no discussion about these provisions when the House was considering the bill. I'd be surprised if any member, any of my colleagues, were even aware it's in there. But isn't that why we need greater deliberation and transparency in governmental action? Professor Mascott, comment on that? Thoughts about it?
Well, I certainly think consistent with just the general nature of my comments, and I have not myself seen that particular legislative proposal, but I think the policy making when we're talking about imposing new requirements on regulated people and individuals should be done through Congress.
So just for reference to those who want to thumb through this at home, page 647, page 2000, page 2015, 2020, 2062, 2081, 2114, and 2124. At least 8 places in this bill, it puts it in a dark closet and allows unelected woke bureaucrats to make the rules. I'd yield to Mr. Buck.
I was just wondering if my colleague thought that anyone in Congress had read that bill before it passed, because to my knowledge, we got that bill with just a few hours before we voted on it.
I'm out of time, but I don't think it was possible to read. I yield back.
Expired.